Kamala Khan is now an Avenger, but she is still a 16-year-old girl trying to save her town. This is a lot to juggle. Welcome to the Complete Story Series, where I take trade paperbacks and single issues and I break them down into digestible bites to help you understand. Then I read it dramatically back to you. All alterations to the panel, text, and images are to prevent copyright problems, and all art is owned by its respective companies. Now for the record, there are many ways to pronounce Kamala. I've looked them all up and saw different ways to do each one of them. I'm gonna say Kamala, and if you aren't a fan of that, well, then I'm sorry, because no matter which one I say, someone's gonna say I mispronounced it. This is post-Secret Wars. Her new line of comics in the first arc are resolved. Miss Marvel's dreams have come true. She is now an Avenger, and she lets her team know as she shouts, "This is my favorite part," when she goes running into the fight. Don't lie, the post-fight hero and fries is your favorite part, Iron Man tells her. I better not read about this on freakingawesome.com tomorrow is all I'm saying, Spider-Man tells her. It's awesome! Except it's taking a toll on Kamala. She's exhausted from all of her avenging, homework, and her bi-weekly Ancient Scrolls online group. It's too much for her, and she passes out doing her homework after Tony Stark bailed on helping her. To make matters worse, she's been so absorbed in her own thing that she didn't even notice that her best friend Bruno got a girlfriend. A girl named Michaela. I mean, Kamala heard him talking about Mike, but she assumed Mike was a guy, and that he was bromancing. What really stings for Kamala is that they were so close to being more than friends. So close. She can't take this anymore, and after Bruno tries to confront her, she runs out of the school. He called out, "You told me it wouldn't work between us. You said you wanted to focus on your dream. It's been 8 months, Kamala." They talk and everything is okay, even if Kamala isn't very happy about this. But then they both see a sign with Miss Marvel's face on it stating, "You can clean up Jersey City." Kamala is in shock. She didn't sign up for anything. Then one of the building managers comes down and asks if the kids like the billboard. He explains that it is all a part of the downtown revitalization project, and places like the old grocery store are gone and they are bringing in sushi shops and such. Kamala can't believe this. You can't just kick people out of their homes. You can't use someone else's face without their permission. The guy continues, "Of course we can. Miss Marvel is an American icon. She belongs to everyone." And then he slams the door, leaving Kamala up in arms. She runs off and changes into her Miss Marvel costume and then goes back to the office demanding to speak to someone. But she seems to have missed everyone. So plan B is that she shrinks down and walks in to find their plans. They want to build over the entire city. But before she can even consider that, she hears someone outside starting a fight. 2 local rent-a-cops are trying to argue with one of the residents, Radislav. Miss Marvel stepped out telling them to stop, but the rent-a-cops got ready to fight Miss Marvel. She jumped in and bigoting her hands and smashing both guards. Radislav saw the drones coming in reporting the crime, and he suggested that they make a quick getaway. As they're driving away, Ratty asks her, "Why is her picture up there? Does she agree to this?" And Miss Marvel explained that she had nothing to do with this. It's a nightmare. It's like she's become public property. But as they lose the drones, they run into another problem. An angry mob calling Miss Marvel out for being a sellout. She shrinks down and runs past the mob until she finds Bruno and he gets her out of there. The next night, she breaks back into the building again to look around, insisting that she must have missed something. And that's when she sees the mini fridge and opens it up. Inside is a glowing purple liquid. As she picks it up, one of the drones return and they begin to open fire on her. She embiggens and crushes them before returning to Bruno with the liquid. When they hear the news report about the revitalization project happening in Jersey City, the residents are clearly stating that if Miss Marvel is trying to profit off of the destruction of the city that she claims to represent, she needs to go. It gets even worse because as much as Kamala isn't trying to take it personally, when she gets home, her own mother confronts her about this. What is this? Kamala is lost. She thought she could be a superhero if she kept her grades up. But once again, her mother wants to know why Kamala is supporting this. She's referring to the revitalization project. After another long explanation, Kamala calls it a night and she heads out the next morning to be the chaperone for her brother's meeting with a woman. That's when she gets distracted by the glowing purple eyes of some of her neighbors. She runs off and calls Bruno to report the situation, and he isn't surprised. There is nanotech in the purple goo. People are being reprogrammed to be more compliant. But then a few people in suits walk into his lab, and seeing a potential problem, he told Kamala to go talk to his girlfriend. She has the key to his heart, and Kamala really needs to talk to him. She's confused, but suddenly he drops the phone, so she sprints across town trying to get to him until she sees a series of trucks from the Hope Yard's development. She jumps down and is greeted by the man from the office. He climbs onto the roof to confront her and tells her that she really should be thanking them. They're helping out her brand. He pulls out a super gun and opens fire on her, but she knocks him over and prepares to knock him out until she sees where this is going, and he hits her hard with the gun. She wakes up in the warehouse in front of a man named Dr. Faustus. He would love to welcome her to the Hope Yard's Development and Relocation Association. Miss Marvel thinks about it and she realizes that spells Hydra! The whole thing is a Hydra plot! But the doctor takes a knee in front of her. I do admit that the nanotech beverages were completely unnecessary. They presented the whole city as an investment opportunity and no one batted an eye at them trying to take it over. You're forcing people out of their homes. No one is being forced to do anything. We're simply giving the natural process of wealth concentration a little nudge, with the help of some eager new employees. And he motions to Bruno, standing next to them. Hail Hydra! His eyes are now purple, and Miss Marvel realizes how bad this just got. She embiggens and tells Bruno to get down, and then she picks up the doctor and throws him across the building. And then she throws the office manager and another henchman together, taking them out of the equation. Then the doctor gets up and hits her with a gas version of the nanotech goo. And then, as she is holding her breath, she is hit with an electric prod held by Bruno, taking her down. As they come in to capture her, she shrinks down and she runs off. She then grows large enough to grab Bruno and make a break for it. He struggles as he is telling her to put him down until she drops him with his struggling, and he stands there announcing, Hail Hydra. Realizing that this is lost, Miss Marvel kicks in the door and makes a break for it. She needs a plan, and that's when she remembers the last thing Bruno said to her. Mike has the key to his heart. She runs into Mike's room, and Mike is super shocked to see Miss Marvel herself in the room. Miss Marvel tries to sound all brave and ask for Michaela's help, but she breaks down fast, falling to the ground and telling her that Bruno's been kidnapped. She explains the whole situation, keeping out the fact that she is Kamala, and Mike knows what Bruno was talking about right away. She keeps a chain around her neck with a passkey to a joint cloud server that all of the genius science kids use. They head over to the high school together, kick in the door, and they work their way to the lab. But it's during this little journey that Kamala learns how Mike feels about Bruno. She really does care, and she doesn't know what to do. Kamala comments that he must really trust Mike if he gave her the key to his heart. Mike agrees, but comments how there are parts of his brain that he won't let her see, like he has a best friend, this girl named Kamala, and she's so intimidating. Kamala doesn't know what to say. So they get back to work, and the cloud server has the data to create a protein that'll break down the nanites. So they 3D print and science the crap out of it. They both arrive at a rally point the next morning and begin spraying the aerosol protein in the air, freeing everyone from Hydra's mind control. They even got Bruno in their first go, and Mike runs over, giving him a passionate hug. The doctor then walks over and begins shocking Miss Marvel in the head, but Bruno runs over, dumping the protein on the doctor, shorting out whatever abilities he gave himself and knocking him over. Everything is good to go. The Hydra goons are defeated, and their evil plan is revealed to everyone. Mind control! But it's not over for Miss Marvel as the residents of the city walk over to her, demanding to know what she was thinking about endorsing this project. She tries to explain that she never agreed to it and they just went ahead and did it, but the residents don't want to hear it. It sure is convenient for her to come out stating all of that after this whole thing was revealed to be a plot that destroyed Jersey City. While she might have Jersey City against her, at least she saved her friends. This is the first 3 issues of Miss Marvel, and the story continues in issue 4 if you want to read it yourself. I'm Benny the Comicstorian, and you can catch me on Instagram at Comicstorian, on Twitter at Comicstorian, or on our gaming channel where we bring you gaming comic books, unnecessary censorships, and Let's Plays Eligible Monster. You can find that in the description down below. I'll see you guys next time right here.